So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent...
And he will take this one in for an Eagle touchdown. Miles Sanders taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Eagles post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. The call from Nick Sirianni. Let's go for 2 here, he says. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Steps away to his left. And oh, it'll be intercepted.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. So they went for 2 and failed. They didn't use him on the PAT, but now he boots this one away with a 6-0 lead. And solid field position here to start as they get this out to the 40-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Well, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a 1st down. Heineke. And that's going to be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. And they'll need the 39 here for a 1st. This is 3rd down. Again, it's Heineke. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Washington goes for it, but it does not pan out. And the Eagles defense able to hold. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board.
A reminder, coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And Sanders has got it complete. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work, and there was none to be found there, and they tackle it for just a short gain.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. Still a couple yards short of the 1st as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Jamin Davis, the one to get up from his linebacker spot and make that play.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Here comes Sanders on the toss right. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. And Pascal's got it. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl as we send you on out. So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the second half. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. This one fielded at the 5. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Eagles ready to go on offense to begin this third quarter. And I think you'd have to say their coaching staff, all things considered, had to be pleased with their performance in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Definitely pleased, doing their best not to show it to their team, of course, because as you and I...
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Benjamin St. Just. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of the start.
Gibson gets hit, and he fumbles it. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. And what we just saw, very, very rare. We only had 5 of those in the first 50 Super Bowls.
The biggest stage, the biggest game, and we just saw it happen again. Extraordinary.
The defense has been good, and they were good again there. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. They'll look to throw here. Flush to his right. That is caught. He's got it. And the lead will move to 14-0. And boy, things switched on a dime here. The fumble recovery for the touchdown and also a 2-point try on top successful.
That feels like a momentum call. Pick it up on a fumble return, take it the other way for a touchdown. That's demoralizing for a team to have it happen against them. So the offense just says, you know something? Let's add to it. Pile on top, go for 2 now while their heads are down.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. A fairly short kick from the 14. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Washington's offense ready to go again. There's Antonio Gibson looking for a... Bounce back, had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown the other direction. See if he can get back in rhythm.
And you have to be very careful about having too quick of a hook with really good players. I did a guy's game in high school where he fumbled 3 times in the first quarter, finished with over 300 yards on the night.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Odell Beckham. A 21-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles will extend their third-quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off, too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted-for guy as a runner. Well, even on a passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner. And
oh, they pitch to the tight end. It's a fake. And he gets in. Well, no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. And that's something you almost never see nowadays. When you fake it, you're at the 15-yard line on a PAT as opposed to just going for it from the 2.
I'm sorry. I know they got it, and congratulations to them, but it's just not a good play. I mean, the risk-reward is really off the charts, not in your favor. Run your offense out there. Put it on the 2-yard line if you want to go for 2. But I'll be darned. They ended up getting that one, didn't they?
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions. Defenders are always happy anytime they can sack a quarterback for a loss of 10 or more yards. There's an example there. High fives all around.
On second down, a run with Gibson. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. Well, a tough spot here as they approach the line of scrimmage. A long way to go to try to pick up this first down. Thomas has got it. Complete. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Heineke to throw for it on 4th down. Looking long for Thomas. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. Well, at this stage of the game, the second half down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 23 done.